There's one person who takes over a very special place in someone's heart, and that's usually Grandma.
Absolutely. And when a local family was dealt the devastating news that she had ALS, a deadly disease, a plan rapidly went into place to not only keep her memory alive, but help others for many years to come struggling with the same thing. Cassandra DeVos and Cindy DeVos Reams proudly co-chair Nana's Run.
Nana was our second mother for the most part. She was around all the time. She lived just a mile up the street from us. And she was then sick for about 2 years before we really knew what was going on. She went through a whole bunch of tests, and then she finally found out that she had ALS. And unfortunately, at that point, the disease really had progressed. And it was about 6 months later that we lost her to the disease.
Char Nana Vanderlaan was diagnosed in October of 2013. She passed in March of 2014.
It's a disease where your muscles break down. So you eventually have no movement, but the problem is your brain is 100%. So it's just
so you're able
your
to
body's deteriorating and there's nothing you can do about it. And it gets to the point where you cannot move at all.
I think one thing that's really important to know about ALS is it's not a disease that you can just do a test and get a result and know. It's really you're ruling everything out before you first get there, and it's really where your body you're breaking down.
Once you lost her, you knew that you maybe she wasn't physically here, but you had a promise to carry on for her.
The sisters came up with a plan to host Nana's Run.
It's really exciting for us, actually, because we were able to speak with her about it before she passed. So she actually knew about Nana's Run, and we were able to talk with her about it after our first couple meetings. And so she knew it was happening, and it gave her something, she knew something good was coming out of this. And I think that helped keep her going a little bit. And so that was really fun for her to know that at the very least that something good will come out of it and she could help other people through her experience.
The community laced up their shoes. 1,200 people took part.
I remember when Cassie and I first started talking, and we thought 100 runners would be incredible. So it was, it was pretty amazing to see that first year.
This year, Nana's Run is celebrating the 8th annual event.
Taking place on May 1st, Saturday, May 1st. And we will start at Rosa Parks Circle. And this year is going to be a little bit different. We're going to do both in-person and virtual. So runners have the option to do whatever they're most comfortable with. And we will have a rolling start between 10 and 10:30 rather than a gun start. And so people can start when they feel comfortable and social distance. If they sign up by April 1st, we will send them their t-shirt. And then we would love them to just do the race whenever they have time. And we would love them to send a picture of themselves in their t-shirt, put it up on social media, help spread the word.
And if you feel like just supporting and watching, you can always do that too.
The race was all virtual due to the pandemic in 2020, but to their surprise, 500 people ran for Nana's cause across the globe, from Michigan to London. All the funds stay right here in West Michigan.
They go to the ALSA Michigan chapter, so they stay right here in Grand Rapids, as well as the Howenstein Center at Mercy Health.
Nana's Run funding has directly supported different technology programs like Lend a Voice assistive technology. So that's been really, really special to do, because one thing with our Nana too was that she lost her ability to speak early on. So Lend a Voice really helps ALS patients and their families really communicate. And so we've been able to really fund that, and also have an opportunity for families to participate in a ramp reuse program. So we've been able to find ways to work with ALSA and Mercy Health to just do some really incredible things.
We've raised over $2 million, about $2.2 million now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, we never thought we would get to this point. Actually, when we would speak with my Nana about this before she passed, she said, "How much money do you think you can raise?" And we we had no idea. We had no idea. And she said, do you think you could raise $1 million? We said, yes, Nana, we can do that for you. And so when we hit that $1 million mark, that was a really big deal for us. And here we are even further than that. So it's pretty incredible.
What do you think she'd say about, I mean, obviously she's watching down. I mean, 2.2 million, that's crazy, right?
It is. It's wild. I think it's still kind of hard for both of us to believe. Really, when we started this, we really just wanted to get together with the ALS community. We learned that it's a very lonely disease. Not only was it for my Nana, but for all of us, because we wanted to support her. And so the first run was really just to get together and support the community. And so to think that it's beyond the first run, we're thrilled, and we're thrilled to be able to just make a difference. And Nana, Nana's shining down on us. We always say whenever we see a hummingbird, we know it's Nana.
Another thing we were really trying to do, we learned the hard way, is that when Nana got diagnosed, there was not a lot of people for us to talk to because there's not a ton known about the disease. Mm-hmm. And so we thought it was important to start a community where people can meet other people in the same situation and realize that there is support. There are people to go to. There's a whole community out there that's supporting you and there to answer questions for you as well. And that's a big thing that we were trying to put together. And I think that it has been a safe place for families to gather and talk and meet other families that are going through the same thing.
Help carry on Nana's legacy and fight the fight for all battling ALS. Go to nanasrun.com to register.
Love what they're doing. And once again, Nana's Run is on Saturday, May 1st, with options to run in person or virtually, no matter where you're at. You can register by going to nanasrun.com.